saw the eyes roll. Come on, man. Don't do me like that. I saw the gears turning. And then I saw the eject button. I've been there so many times.
1980s now.
On that racist note, no. Hey, welcome back to another episode of 1980s Now, a weekly examination of the importance of 1980s pop culture and its influence today. Hey, everybody, including those joining us on Facebook and YouTube Live and Twitch and all those sort of things. My name's Will, and joining me, as always, are my good buddies and co-hosts, Kat and John. Hello.
Hi, guys.
Hello, good buddy. It's a very CB sort of slang you used for us. Was that intentional?
Yeah,
it is. Was that pandering to us? I like it.
When in Rome.
10-4. Yeah.
10-4.
When in Rome, do as the truckers do. Perfect. Yes. That's the saying.
When at the truck stop.
When you're at the Buc-ee's, be sure you talk like a truckies.
Number 10, your shower is ready.
All right, hey.
Go. Yep.
John, we should start a new podcast and call it The Truck Stop.
The truck stop.
I think so.
Yeah, and it should all sound like you're on CBs the whole time. Oh, I would definitely listen to that. I love that sound.
Actually, Will, you can be part of it and you can make all the sound effects.
Thank
you can
you.
do the and
You can do all the right. Will could be the rocking chair if he wanted to be.
He could.
I'm going to be the rocking chair? What do you mean?
Yeah, that'd be a little unusual for him. Yep.
Is this a trucker term?
Well, it is. You're not the front door or the back door. If you're in the middle of the convoy, you're the rocking chair.
Yep.
Oh. Is it because the chair's literally rocking just because of the location?
No, it's just inside the house. So
Oh,
that's
I
the
see.
furniture in the
Porch
house.
versus-
So
okay.
everyone inside the house is the
Gotcha.
rocking chair. And then, so like, are you the front door, the first truck? No. The back door? No. You're in the rocking chair. You're in the middle of those. So
I got you.
There can be many rocking chairs too.
absolutely. We're all in it. All of
It's
us.
just a giant rocking
Well, not me and Kat. We're front door, back
You
door.
got more
But you could be
pork
the rocking
chops.
chair.
Yeah.
Oh, well, John should be front door.
Isn't
I'll
the
be back
person
door.
in the back door mean they're like in the cargo area?
No, they're like the caboose.
Yes, like exactly. Caboose.
Yeah.
The caboose of a truck.
No, they're the caboose of
a
the
series of trucks.
convoy.
Oh, convoy. All right, gotcha. I thought we were all in the
We
same
got a
truck.
great
All right, we
big
got to get our shit
convoy.
together. Don't have me
Speaking
on
of
your
back
show.
door, this episode is becoming a backdoor pilot for the Truck Stop podcast so far. We're just like, turns out, here's the pilot episode. Nobody knew.
I see a lot of folks using the back door on this live right now and getting the hell out of here. So let's move on to the show.
Oh no, we lost two eyeballs.
Hey, look, I got to tell you right now, we just did a study.
I only had to.
We just did a focus group here, impromptu. Do not do the trucker show. Do not do it. I watched the viewers.
Not for these
plummet
people. No.
now.
There's interest, but it's not here.
Maybe they're Googling truck stop show so they could just get over there right away. Doesn't exist.
That
yet,
must be
guys.
it.
On today's show, instead of talking about truck stops, we're going to review current topics related to 1980s media, including are payphones needed? And I'm curious what role they may have played in your life during our younger years. Pee-wee's bike is finally at the Alamo. No, really this time. Because remember, he went there. Turns out wasn't really there. It's there now.
I had to remind myself of that. Yes.
And we've talked about bike riding before, but I don't know if I remember what you guys rode, what your ride was.
Oh.
I'm also going to talk about if your stomach wasn't turning already, you could now get married at a Taco Bell.
Put me in, coach.
And I'm going to pop this question to you. Speaking of popping the question, what pop culture ceremony, if any, could get you into a chapel? Chuck E. Cheese is to open an adult arcade. That's that. That's just that.
De Wanawanga.
Yeah. And Superman hasn't suddenly gotten political. You have.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, there you go. Hey, before we start chatting about any of those things, a quick announcement. Hey, this weekend, I'm going to be speaking at the World of Oddities convention when it stops in Cleveland. That's on August 2nd and 3rd. I don't know what time yet. It'll be on both days, but I don't know what times yet. So you can just follow us on Facebook or go to our website, 1980snow.com, for more details as soon as I have them.
World of Oddities?
What's
you
that?
say?
Yeah, World of Oddities. It's just.
Are you one of them? What is this?
Oh, is that why is that why I'm doing it?
They're like, invite that guy. Have you seen him?
Yeah. Like the end of the,
Rich.
I was thinking more like the end of the substance. Yeah. And she's like,
Ooh, yes.
that's how I appear on stage.
Oh, no.
That ending is so crazy. And if you can't make it to Cleveland, I'll also be on the West Coast at the end of September at the Los Angeles Comic Con. I likewise don't have a date or time yet, but we'll keep you. I'll remind you when it gets closer. Yeah. But I'm going to be talking about weird stuff from the 1980s and telling tales of those things.
Like in your book.
Yeah, like some from the book, Totally Bogus But True. Tales from the 1980s available everywhere right now. Okay, speaking of that, let's talk about what's going on. Our world of pop culture. Hey, per ABC News, I wanted to chat with you guys about this because it brought back so many memories for me. But a Vermont engineer is reviving payphones to provide free calls in areas with poor cell service.
That is amazing. I love that.
So an electrical engineer by trade, Patrick Schlott, has spent countless hours tinkering with new and old technology, but it wasn't until he found himself living in rural Vermont that he realized his penchant for repairing old payphones could provide a public service. He learned that there's no cell service for about 10 miles in any direction of his home, and so he decided his community could benefit from these phones. He approached the owners of a local general store with this idea to install a payphone. Different payphones are around town, and after he was able to explain to them how it would work and that it would be free to them, the owners over at the North Turnbridge General Store, Mike and Lois Gross, let him install his first phone right outside the store. And they mentioned that, lots of people come by and use the phone, including folks whose cars, break down in the area. And immediately I just had a flash of, I'm talking the 90s, me having a complete tire blowout on a highway, one of my junkers that I had, at that young age, and driving on the rim, essentially, to the next exit, praying that I wasn't, completely wrecking the rim and the axle and all that. So I got to the gas station, was right there, and thank goodness there was a payphone because that was the only way I could call my parents. Because
what was your choice, I guess, right? You could either park the car and walk in the dark and find an exit, or you could just roll them bones and maybe you'll make it to the exit without destroying your car. Yeah, I remember those days. Like, it's overheating. I wonder how overheated it is. The light is on. Does that mean it's a little hot or a lot hot? I don't know. Just get to the next exit.
Is that a slam, John? On me?
No.
From a story I told you.
No, not at all.
About my radiator.
Maybe a little, but no.
But you do wonder those things, right? And you start having these conversations with yourself like, look, it's just like expired milk. They put that date on there, but you've got a few days after. So the light's gone on fine. But how much longer do I really have?
Oh, yes.
If you've ever had a bowl of Fruit Loops with expired milk, you will believe the date from then on. If that date is not yesterday, it's in the trash.
No kidding.
You need to sniff it first and take a little step before you pour it in.
I don't like chewing milk. That's not good for me.
The chunks would give it away. Yeah.
Yes, look at it.
Yeah, I also remember in college having a payphone was important. Now, in our school where Kat and I went, because we went to a hoity-toity school, everybody had a phone in their dorm room. Right? I think. Well, or did you have to pay extra for it? I don't remember.
We each had our own phone.
Yeah.
Like everyone had this, it was called the Aspen system, the Automated Speech Exchange Network, which I became the voice for after I graduated for a few years. And everyone had their own phone. So there was no fighting over a payphone or trying to, take turns or any of that. Yeah.
I just fought over payphones in my dorm.
And didn't we have a payphone in the dorm too, though? I thought we did in the kitchen,
so.
Right? Yeah.
Yeah, I think there was one in the kitchen or in like a lobby. Yeah.
Because I remember you'd hear every now and then, like down the hall, and somebody who lived nearby, whoever heard it, their duty was responsible to answer that phone because somebody was looking for somebody.
And then find out who's for. Yeah. Go find what room they're in. Go pound on their door.
Yeah. Yes.
Like,
we didn't have that.
Somebody get that?
Debbie!
Jesus.
Whatever, yeah. And I remember the flip side of it is even though I had a phone.
It's Douglas calling again.
Yeah, God. I remember the flip side of it was having a phone trying to call my girlfriend who went to a different school miles away. And you're just calling a phone on the floor thinking, kids listening, you didn't know where people were.
Right.
You just called places and looked around. I mean, maybe she's in her dorm. I don't know. It's kind of weird how we just had, faith that everybody was okay, even if we couldn't get a hold of them. And
they're probably fine.
We'd reach them eventually.
Now, if you don't get a text from someone in a whole day, you're like, something's wrong. Yeah.
Yeah. I remember, though, and I'll only tell you guys this because this is how ill-adjusted I was. I'm trying to think of the opposite of well-adjusted I was as a young person. Calling my girlfriend, and I always felt like I wasn't the jealous type until suddenly I was. And I remember college. I know I probably had low self-esteem by then anyway, but being separated from someone I had dated for a while in high school, suddenly now thinking, well, every other guy is 6 feet tall, is 0% body fat, a genius, all these things. But so I remember calling the floor, and it was like some guy answered like, "Hello," and I was like, "God damn it, I'm screwed. I'm screwed." I remember instantly just like feeling like, "That's it, it's over."
Right. And you're like,
Hey, can I talk to such and such?
right.
I will go get her for you. Again.
Oh, no.
Yeah. Is it even more? Yeah. I'm not going to tell you.
How do you know what room she's in? Oh, I know what room she's in.
John, that kind of happened. Man. I'm not even.
I'm sorry. I didn't mean to trigger you.
It kind of happened. And I don't think the guy was dicking around with me. Right. And then he's like,
Sure, hold on, I'll get her. She's right here.
And he puts her on the phone, and I come from a different, a long line of hot-blooded races of people.
Yes.
And so immediately she's like, "Oh, hey, how are you?" And like,
Put that guy back on the phone. What?
Oh, no.
Just put him back on the phone. I want to talk to him.
and I get on the phone, I'm like,
Listen, you motherfucker.
Did you really?
She's mine. You keep your damn hands off her.
I did. And even worse, Kat, because I was so mad.
Oh.
My good buddy who was there with me when he's like, "What happened?" I told him. He's like, "Let's go find that asshole." And we got in a car and drove to her school.
You did?
Yeah.
Really?
That's-
Wow.
That was the end of that relationship.
Yeah. Well, eventually, yeah.
Oh, no. Well, and then what happened? Like, did you do anything?
Well, just like we're saying how it was, I couldn't find anybody.
You couldn't find him.
I couldn't even get into the dorm because
Anybody home?
I don't have a key or anything. I don't know.
And you couldn't call from your cell phone.
No, anyway.
You were just like,
All right. Yeah, I
So you
couldn't.
go down to the convenience store, call the dorm. Yeah.
She could have been back at
recipe for
She could have been at home with her parents by then. I don't, who knows? I don't know. I don't even know what this guy looked like. What was the plan? I don't know.
what were you going to do?
Oh, he was hot.
A lot of testosterone back then. Mm-hmm. What else? So it turns out that this guy, he first installed it in this general store, and he's now since added phones in 2 other locations, a library and one inside an informational booth at in Randolph off the Interstate of 89. If you're in Vermont, you need to know. But those actually came from people in the community requesting, can you put a phone in these places? Because it would be really helpful.
Yeah, isn't that cool?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's cool.
What I think is, this is, I don't know, it's kind of interesting, I suppose. I hope it's interesting. He buys he actually buys old payphones. Because you think there's probably a lot of options, but certainly folks of our generation and maybe younger kids, I'm wondering if they know what to expect a payphone is.
Right.
That he would go to the extent of finding an old one. For us, there's a certain, that's a symbol for us. For them, if they're in an emergency and don't have a cell phone, are they thinking, well, I'll try that unusual, anachronistic device over there?
Yes. Is it even an option? Do they even know what it's for?
And at this point, as I'm aged and spoiled, I would want to know, where are these cool phones? Like if I was ever in the vicinity, I would want to find them.
Yeah.
And the way I would try to find them would be go online and search for them. However, if I were in the area, I clearly could not. So how would people that need them know they're there? Look, I know there was a time before cell phones that we all lived through. We found payphones just fine. But it's almost like this it's cyclical. Like if you can't find it, you can't use it. If you can't use it, you can't find another phone. Yeah.
Right. And payphones were ubiquitous back then. I have to tell you, just a few weeks ago, my husband and I, actually just my husband, we were driving somewhere and he noticed that there's a payphone by a gas station at a busy intersection, just like a 5-minute drive away from here. I never noticed it.
Oh.
Never noticed it because I haven't needed to, right?
It's blended into the background. It was just part of the environment. It was part of the infrastructure.
Next to a pole or an electrical box.
You didn't need it? It's invisible.
Did he test it though? I can imagine him wanting to test it.
I've been meaning to. We didn't have time at the moment, and I've been meaning to. I want to go there and check this out. Yeah.
I think the biggest problem I'd face is I wouldn't know anybody's number. I guess I'd know my wife's number, but that's it. If you're needing a phone, if you have a cell phone but don't have it at the time, I guess you're in trouble. But if you're a person who doesn't have a cell phone, then maybe you are retaining a bunch of numbers still somehow.
I lament the fact that I remember living through the time when There's the phrase drop a dime, which effectively means to call someone and tell on them. And then when it went from a dime to a quarter, that didn't work anymore. But we still use the phrase. And just like channel flipping, nobody knows where that came from. No, what do you flip channels? You don't flip anything, right? But it used to be ka-chunk, ka-chunk, ka-chunk. You used to literally drop a dime on someone. It's one of those phrases that came out of old technology or old pricing that they still use it, but it doesn't, nobody knows what it actually represents.
Speaking of dimes and quarters, I used to check our local payphone when I was a kid across the street on the boardwalk.
Of course.
I go there all the time looking for change.
Yep.
Yeah.
Rattle, rattle, rattle.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That was always fun. It wasn't often you found one, I wouldn't imagine, but it was fun. The possibility was there.
Mm-hmm.
It's like a jackpot.
Right. You only got to hit once to have to check every time now.
That's right. That's right.
Just like the bad milk.
Yes. Yep. Exactly like the bad milk in reverse.
So this engineer Schlott, he buys the phones from flea markets, off eBay, that sort of thing for about $100. He said it ranges from $100 to $500. And then using his technical expertise, he fixes them up in his basement workshop. All that's needed, apparently, according to him, is once he's got it all tuned up, is to install one of the phones is an internet connection. And there's no coins necessary. Can you hear my dog barking?
Yes, I can just see John looking around. I can hear the puppy.
Well, I wasn't sure if it was more silly sound effects coming off your soundboard or whether or not it was a dog
It's
somewhere.
Marty.
I think I'm home alone with Marty, so he's going to be barking now this whole damn time.
Oh, Marty.
Put that asshole on the phone. Where is who is on the top second?
Maybe I still have anger issues. I don't know.
Maybe.
Check this out. Along with covering the costs, which are about $2 to $3 a month for each phone line, and less than $5 a month for calls, he says, he also acts as the operator for each phone and can field or transfer calls as necessary.
That's amazing.
Hard pass.
Wow.
If someone dials 0, it rings his personal cell phone.
Is he retired?
No, he's not. He's a full-time engineer working at a electrical airplane company.
Then what does he do? Ring, ring, call the operator.
Hey,
Yeah.
I'm trying to do such and such. Well, I can't do that from here.
Yeah.
You can't control the phone remotely from there, can you? Maybe.
Yeah, I don't know.
Like, what's he going to do? He's not at the switchboard. He can't patch the wires together. He's just taking a call. I was like, what are they calling him? They can't call because the phone's out of order because they couldn't call him. So what are they calling him for? I wonder.
Right.
Yeah. And I'm wondering how is it that they're based on internet service, but you got shitty cell service there? Isn't there a way you can leverage one to have the other?
Absolutely, but not on a cell phone unless you have access to the Wi-Fi hotspot.
Oh, okay. Right. Yeah.
Right. So you can absolutely, and I'm sure, like we have VoIP. We have a box in our house made by a company called Uma that turns it into a phone with a standard old plug. But if the internet's down, that's down. And of course, on a cell phone, you could do something comparable. You could do Wi-Fi calling, but you have to be on a Wi-Fi hotspot. That's great if you're standing out front of Shoney's, but not if you're up on the interstate and broke down. There's nothing you could do then, right? So
no.
Yeah, internet does translate into phone, but only if you have access to the internet in the first place. And so there's your hang up.
Yeah. That's pretty cool.
No pun intended. Phone pun.
A very, look, it's a very selfless act that this gentleman has done.
It is.
Yeah.
It's cool.
It's like an engineer, right? To see a problem and then devise a way to fix it.
Mm-hmm. That's fun.
Miss So says, I don't know any numbers anymore. Yeah, I know. Oh, and also that she reminds us we had to wait for folks to call back. Yeah. I know, right? It's crazy. It's crazy how we didn't grow up that way, but we got used to it now, right? And where you can have a phone with you at all times. And
oh, yeah.
Yeah. Right. I text somebody, they don't text back for a while. I'm like, the hell is going on with you? I know you saw it. I see you read it.
Marcus.
Like, give me a thumbs up at least to know that you're alive. Come
Some
on.
reaction.
Yes.
Ted says the party line returns. Yeah, I guess. Maybe with this guy as an operator on there. This isn't a nefarious thing where he's listening to every call. Oh, let's see.
That'd be fun. Oh, yeah, that'd be great.
You got to read the fine print on the phone booth. It's written in graffiti, granted, but it says I have the right to listen to every call. All right, let's see what else we wanted to chat about. Hey,
That's
per
fair.
KSAT, which is a station out of San Antonio, the Alamo has acquired the original bike from Pee-wee's Big Adventure.
Oh.
The stars at night are big and bright. Okay, very good. Yeah, I'm good. I'm glad.
I gotcha.
The Alamo has announced that it is acquired the red bike from the film. Oh, I see. I already said that. Thanks, Phoebe. It's a great tribute. The Alamo said the original stunt bike used in Pee-wee's Big Adventure starring Paul Reubens will be permanently displayed in the future Alamo Visitor Center and Museum. The museum is expected to open in the fall of 2027. Later this year, though, fans will be able to see it inside the Ralston Family Collection Center for a limited time, according to a social media post. And now folks are tap dancing in my house. Oh.
They're doggy dancing. They're dancing with the dog.
I don't.
Marty might be on a skateboard.
They also announced that the Alamo has also announced it will host a free public screening of the film in the newly reopened Plaza de Valero. Details about that have not been released.
Plaza de Pee-wee, I should call it.
The post also read, until then, don't worry, the bike will be stored for safekeeping, maybe in the basement.
Oh.
Get that call back there for the, not call, it was a Easter egg, homage, I don't know, reference to the film.
Reference, yeah. I had to remind myself of all of this because I'm reading this article and I'm like, the Alamo.
How the Alamo relates to Pee-wee.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I just, I had to just refresh and, that's right.
I think it's magnificent. It's a cool little pop culture. It reminds me of like a Star Trek captain statue in the town where they fictionally were born kind of thing. It's like a real place respecting this pop culture that kind of has shown a light on them, which I think is really neat. Mm-hmm. The saddest part of it all is, there's going to be a sign. Please do not sit on the bike, which is the exact thing everybody wants to do for a photo op. A picture of you on Pee-wee's bike in front of the Alamo. Are you kidding? Or maybe you could pay a fee to sit on the bike. Maybe there's a period of time when you're allowed to sit on it. I don't know.
That's a good fundraiser. Ooh.
I know.
Yeah.
See there? For maintenance, sit on the bike. $25.
Yeah.
Or photo op.
Yeah, they could have a double of it or something. Yeah.
And they could build a basement.
At least. Right.
The bike was acquired in
build a basement.
First,
in the
step
movie,
one.
In the movie, we learned they don't have a basement.
Yes, but it's like quite an unnecessary fundraiser. Can you build? How do you build a basement on a building that's already?
I don't think you can.
I understand, Kat. That seems
It's nonsensical.
I'll build a basement. We're gonna put our basement upstairs, so it's just a quirk of the Alamo.
I coveted that bike, right? Or a bike that could do the things it did. It was fantastic. And what was cool about the bike was, I'm trying to recall, we don't learn really all the things it can do until later in the film when he's, has that great chase scene through the studio lot and he's trying to escape. And then you've got oil shooting out. You've got the trick handlebars where they come out and a new one replaces it. All these different little James Bond-esque type of
It's like James Bond / Chitty Chitty Bang Bang kind of like weird, like, it can do this. It's supposed to, Yeah.
What kind of, do you guys remember what bike that you rode when you were kids?
Ooh, I don't remember what type of bike, but I loved all of my bikes, every single one of them, from when I had training wheels and even to now. Actually, I've been working this summer and I've been riding my bike to the school where I've been working.
No.
So, Kat,
I love bikes.
Do you remember, and I don't think this is a sexist question, certainly not for a Gen Xer to ask another Gen Xer, did you have a banana seat?
I never had a banana seat.
It seemed like girls had banana seats, right? And guys had, regular saddle, whatever you call it.
Mm-hmm. Right. Yeah. Maybe, I shouldn't say I never did. There may have been a banana seat briefly before I grew out of it, but I never, I feel, I don't think I had one.
I had a Huffy. It definitely was a Huffy just by brand, but it was a Huffy 10-speed.
Oh, okay.
That I had.
Your first?
And it had the big knobby tires because I kind of lived in the woods, and so you had to drive on gravel and stuff. So, and it had the big grippy, those dangerous pedals. And I have a scar on the back of my heel where I got hit by it, and it filled my shoe with blood. It was terrible. I just took a notch out of the back of my heel. Mm-hmm. Yeah. But speaking of seats, I know why boys and girls bikes are designed the way they are. It had to do with skirts and dresses. But I always thought it was ridiculous that a boy's bike has a nutbuster bar and a lady's bike does not.
Yes,
right?
that is,
Give me a lady's bike, please. I would much prefer.
Yeah, I agree.
I always wondered about that. Always.
It's because of dresses. It was dresses, right? Because dresses would get caught on the bar and they would ride up and it would be immodest because your dress would be hiked up. Well, no. First, don't ride a bike in a dress, dummy. Second, ouch. It hurts if you fall off that bike incorrectly. And at 10-speed when you're short, you jump down,
Yes. Right.
Trust me, it hurts a woman too, because for a long period of time I had a men's bike. And
it's like throwing a bullet versus shooting it. It's very different pain, I assure you.
Okay. But I loved my boy's bike because then I could ride with no hands. I could do that trick where you're just pedaling and you're not holding the handlebars. You just ride without holding the handlebars, because I used my knees to keep it. With the bar going straight across.
That's interesting.
Yeah, and I miss it. I cannot ride without holding the handlebars on the bike I have now because it's a women's bike.
You should be able to. I recall riding without my hands and not using that bar either between my legs. So it might be just a psychological.
I guess I don't know how to do it without using the bar. I'll keep practicing.
Miss So says regarding the bike, she had a banana seat, but it still hurts like hell if we hit the middle bar a certain way. I tried my Bose bike.
Don't question that at all. I'm sure it hurts.
Oh, yes.
I'm sure it hurts.
Oh, yes.
General design seems counterintuitive.
I had a Huffy too. It was a BMX. That was my most beloved bike, was my Huffy BMX. Then as I got older, I remember my dad helped me strip the paint off of it just down to the chrome. So then it was just like all silver. Was pretty cool.
So that's why you wanted it, just shiny.
Eventually.
And the following week was a rust-colored bike. You took all the paint off.
It was a rust. It evolved at the time.
Right. It was a blue bike. There was a silver bike. Then it was a brown bike.
It was like chrome plated and then painted. So when we stripped the paint, the chrome was still, maybe it must be that.
It was actually chrome under the paint. Yeah. Oh, I was certain it was just being raw metal and it turned straight chrome, to rust. Yeah. Really?
Yeah. So it was nice and shiny.
Lucky you.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
And I remember removing all the things I thought were like kiddie things, I changed the hand grips and I changed the, when you buy it as a little kid, you had like the fake racing number on it, like took that off.
Mm-hmm. You took the little tassels off the handlebars, right?
Tassels off right. Mm-hmm. Brakes, don't need those. Just sissy stuff. Take all that off of there.
Yep. Just jump
speaking
off.
of brakes, yes, you just jump off. So John, you never had the experience of the pedal brakes. If you started out on a 10-speed.
I have used them, but I know. I had them because my tricycle had back pedal brake. Right.
Your tricycle had brakes?
Mm-hmm.
Oh wow!
How did you stop your tricycle? Geronimo.
You didn't have to. You just stopped pedaling.
Well, yeah, you just stopped pedaling. I mean, the brake action where you're pedaling. You're on a a 2-wheel bike,
right? And you pedal in reverse.
You pedal in reverse, and it just yeah. Huh.
Wow. I remember those. It wasn't my bike though. It was someone else's bike. Yeah. It's like automatic versus stick. Like just because your car is an automatic doesn't mean you can't drive stick. Well, just because I had hand brakes doesn't mean I can't brake with reverse pedals. Unlike Will, who had no brakes.
Yeah. No. I had a helmet though.
Oh,
that's as good as brakes, really.
Yeah, exactly. I would just stop pedaling and just let nature take its course. Physics.
Whatever's meant to be.
Yes. Come on.
Your will be done.
So the Alamo acquired Pee Wee's bike in connection with the movie's 40th anniversary, which, of course, as we mentioned, follows Pee Wee on his quest to get the bike back after it's been stolen by his vicious neighbor, Francis. The bike was auctioned in May and sold to a private collector. Jesus Christ.
Whoops.
Anybody home? Am I the only person home?
Who's dancing with the dog up there?
It's coming through the show.
I'm gonna go get my cat. I didn't know we could have pets on the show.
Early. This is untenable.
What's the noisiest animal? I'm gonna get one of those. A parrot. I'm gonna get a parakeet.
Okay, what else? So bikes. Okay, here we go. The bike was auctioned in May, sold to a private collector for $125,000. Although they only expected it to sell for between $30,000 and $60,000.
They always say, find the right buyer. The Alamo was the right buyer, right? You had someone who really wanted it. So there you go.
What else? Oh, yeah, sorry. We talked about this a little bit here. According to Nerdist, you can have the Taco Bell wedding of your dreams in Las Vegas for a mere $777.
Is the number significant? Is it like because of 7s in a row on a slot machine or something?
That's what I'm thinking.
Okay.
Since it's Vegas.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I don't think there's any other Taco Bell significance.
Okay, all right.
And Taco Bell only has 7 ingredients recombined into 800 products. So
that's the other thing. Just like Mexico. Hey, do you love Taco Bell more than anything in this world, except maybe your partner? Is intestinal fortitude unimportant to you? Have you ever wished you could get married to the love of your life while inside the other love of your life? That's a throuple, I think, right? You'd have to have a throuple thing going.
Yes.
Well, you're in luck because Taco.
Welcome to Salt Lake City.
Yeah, right. Just a hop, skip, and a puddle jump away from Las Vegas, Nevada. You're in luck, folks, because Taco Bell's unveiled the new wedding packages for its Cantina location in the Vegas Strip. The package includes many benefits and quirks that the biggest Taco Bell lovers will be sure to enjoy for the reasonable price of $777. Nancy says my son will start planning his wedding today. He's 11. Yeah,
I don't have a girlfriend yet, but here's where I'm going when I'm ready. Yep.
Don't worry about you having to have an intimate ceremony, no, because the wedding that takes place on the second floor of the cantina there can accommodate up to 25 of your closest family and friends.
Woohoo.
Flora Pop, Taco Bell's exclusive wedding partner, coordinates and officiates the wedding in a half-hour ceremony. And the minimum time needed to schedule it is just 4 hours, which is also about the time it takes that chalupa you ate earlier to reemerge. I have a picture of the chapel here. Let's see.
Oh, you do?
Yeah, here we go. Oh. This is the Taco Bell chapel. It seems pretty quaint for 25 people. I don't know. Unless it's really like long hall type shape there. I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Well, I don't want to put you on the spot here. Did you happen to grab the photo of the bouquet?
Oh, yes, John. Absolutely, 100%.
Yes.
Before we get to that photo, though, I will show you that in addition to just having this space, there's other things, as John's teasing here, that come along with it, including just married T-shirts, a Taco Bell sauce packet garter, and bow tie.
And bow tie.
A pair of
Fire on one
flutes.
side, Diablo on the other.
And they include all the sauces. It says mild, hot, and fire. And for the food, you get a Cinnabon Delights cake and the Taco Party Pack. Here's some of the food that's included in the.
Oh my God!
Yeah.
That's got to be Baja Blast in the glasses, right? I mean,
Isn't that what
exactly
you were just
what I'm drinking.
Look,
Is that right?
That's exclusive to Taco Bell. It was for a long time exclusive to Taco Bell. You can only get it there.
No kidding.
Perfect.
John, you need to renew your vows tonight.
Yeah.
Drive quick.
Well, wait, yeah, because as John, intimated.
I'm thinking about it.
Amazingly, it doesn't end there because they also throw in a Taco Bell twist here. Well, sort of. Sauce packets are used to make up the bouquet as well.
Perfect.
The bad news is in this regard is they don't let you keep that. They take that back after every ceremony.
Oh, it's a prop. Mm.
Now, you have to still get your own marriage license. Taco Bell doesn't do that. But if you're just renewing your vows, you can just pop by. If you're interested in the Taco Bell wedding package, first speak to an attorney to get a prenup, because I guarantee that marriage is not going to last.
Bad decision, right?
I need to point something out in this article.
Yeah.
There's a little section where it says, along with getting a wedding venue in the form of the Taco Bell Cantina on the Vegas Strip, it says patients will also get Taco Bell themed wedding merchandise. It says patients. I'm not kidding.
They know.
And just up the street, the Heart Attack Grill, where you can go and have your reception.
Right. I thought maybe they meant patrons. Is this a typo? No.
Yeah, that's true. You're right. Mm-hmm. Is there a pop culture themed ceremony that would you get you guys renewing your vows, or I guess renewing your vows since you're both married, as I am.
I mean, if Duran Duran could, host it, that'd be great.
What if they can't? But instead we play their music. Folks dress up like 80s, let's say.
Yeah, we could do a prom theme. Let's do a 80s prom theme. Yeah, that'd be fun.
Yeah.
John, are you getting married on the bridge of any iconic starship?
So here's the funny thing. We did that already.
Did you really?
My wife and I got married at a Star Trek convention.
Oh my gosh.
Chase Masterson, who played Lita the Dabo girl in Deep Space Nine, was my wife's maid of honor.
No kidding.
My gosh.
And officiating was a Bajoran Vedic on stage at a Star Trek convention. So we've kind of already done it.
Yeah.
I have photos. I was in full Klingon makeup and regalia, of course, but
yes. And he's not kidding, folks. He's being serious. We've seen that.
It's all a thing. Yeah. Right. I've not lied once in this entire podcast, and I didn't begin here.
Yeah.
But is there something else? Like we've already done that, but we might do it again. Like if there was something that was of our own making at a convention, right? We gathered the people together and did it. If there was an experience that was more, themed to Star Trek, perhaps, or whatever, I'm sure we would do something like that again. Of course, it's fun.
Yeah. That's amazing. I don't even know half of what you said. I recognize the Klingon.
Those are all Star Trek words.
Oh, I believe you.
They were English words.
An arcade might be fun.
It's noisy. Then you can't hear the vowels. That's great.
What? Oh, okay. Maybe we'd have to rent it out and then play a little skee ball after,
Kat, have I got the place for you? What a wonderful segue you provided me. Because per Channel 7 in Miami, Chuck E. Cheese is launching an adult-focused arcade.
Arcade? Air quotes?
I don't know. There you go.
That's how the arcade
I hope it's a real arcade.
Or is it? Chuck E. Cheese isn't just for kids anymore. The arcade chain is opening a spin-off aimed at adults called Chuck's Arcade.
It used to be called Up Chuck's Arcade, and they just abbreviated it.
Out, yeah.
That's when it was a Taco Bell.
Yeah.
Oh.
The company describes it as, quote, a modern-day love letter to the games and people who made Chuck E. Cheese great, end quote. Now, I think that's pretty cool.
That's us.
The idea of a brand evolving with their customers as their customer grows, that sounds pretty cool. But I don't know if there's space in the adult arcade, sort of market for a Chuck E. Cheese specific one. I like my arcades for adults just to be adult stuff.
Right. Because you have the barcades now that you go in, the free play and whatever. But and I saw this news even before we talked about it on the show here, and I was reading about it. And my thoughts were, that's great, but it doesn't go far enough. Like, I want to replicate the whole experience. I want a scaled up ball pit. I want...
You're the opposite of what I was thinking. Yeah.
Scale. So, because after I was 12, I couldn't get in the ball pit because I was too damn big, right? Okay. And big kids aren't supposed to be in there at all anyway, and you can't fit through the little tunnels. I want that. Then I want the animatronic band back, but I want them playing 80s music.
Yes.
And then I want them to check your cell phones at the door and put them in a lockbox. Yeah, I want the I'm just at the arcade experience, because every other type of it, we get the barcade and the conventions and the free plays and everything. They're just a version of arcades. If you're going to do it, just go all the way. That's what I'd like to see them do. So it's a start. But like you said, there's so many other imitators that aren't Chuck E. Cheese that are already kind of doing what they're doing.
Yeah.
You want to hop in Chucky's little car too, right?
Yeah.
Damn straight. Put a quarter in it and ride.
All right. I think that could work. I think you're right. I was imagining they were doing like a soft Chuck E. Cheese, which wasn't hard enough as an adult arcade, but not hard enough as a Chuck E. Cheese either. So yeah, but you're right. It's sort of amorphous. But this, I like your idea much better.
I do too.
Go all the way.
Now I say all that, but they are some things that they are doing that are Chuck E. Cheese that are, but they've, I guess, more for adults. They're going to have a mix of nostalgic games like Donkey Kong and Mortal Kombat, and newer titles as well. Plus, each arcade is, I don't know why they put this in quotes, it's kind of scary, overseen by one of the chain's iconic animatronic characters, including Chuck E. Cheese himself and other characters from his Munch's Make-Believe band.
I'm watching you play Pac-Man.
Now, now that I think about it, they may be leaning a little too hard into this adult thing, because I did see that they this is one of the animatronics that they're going to have at the new Chuck's Arcade. So I don't know.
As I said, go all the way. Yeah. Don't half step it. You got a unique experience.
Oh no.
Oh yeah.
No.
So you know what? Maybe
you only did 2 of those. I want the whole band. Keep going.
Yeah. Oh wait, I get to the bottomless ones. What do you see, Chucky? I mean, Chuck.
Chuck, yes.
Oh, I should have made a Chuck one with a really long pixelated thing. Oh, dang it. That was a missed opportunity. For the ladies.
Yeah.
According to this, there will be prizes for adults to win, which is like a Dave & Buster's, And they'll have old school merch, though, which is kind of more of a throwback, like John was suggesting would be better. Currently, they've got the ones in St. Petersburg, Florida, Tulsa, Oklahoma, El Paso, Texas, and St. Louis. Each, according to this, location looks a little bit different, decorated with original artwork that celebrates the brand's past. So maybe it is a little more Chuck E. Cheese than I realized. Now, you know, in addition to talking about what's the space for this, the business for these things, according to this, isn't all that fantastic. Chuck E. Cheese generally, if you remember back, it was in 2020 during the pandemic, somewhere around there, that they filed for bankruptcy. They've since spent $350 million in remodeling over the past few years. The launch of Chuck's Arcade, sorry. I keep trying to age him down. Of Chuck's Arcade also comes mid troubles for its chief rival, Dave & Buster's. The latter is publicly traded and recently reported a 9.4% decline in same-store sales. The new management's blaming it on the old management. But yeah, it's probably not an easy space to get into. And I would imagine with the video games and the animatronics, et cetera, it's probably a whole lot of money to get moving on that, in that too.
I think you both know that Chuck E. Cheese does have a middle name, right?
Yeah, you've told us this before. Let me think.
I can't remember.
Don't look in your notes.
No, I'm not. This is my current notes. I think it's like, does it make a sentence like Chuck eats cheese?
It's even worse than that.
Oh, no.
Charles Entertainment Cheese.
Oh, right. That's dumb. I don't like that.
So I thought they should have called this place Charles's Place.
Charles in charge. Yeah.
That's a more mature name than Chuck.
Yes.
You know, Chuck sounds like a buddy out back in a Buick. You know, Charles though. And serve cocktails at Charles's Place.
Well, it's definitely more mature from those images we were just showing.
Are they actually tiled out like in real life? It's just it's built with pixel blocks.
That would be awesome.
That would be
pretty funny. And
that would.
Yeah. Real world pixelation. I love it.
You could still bring the kids and they wouldn't understand.
Yeah, exactly. It's a Rubik's Cube thing, kids, from the 80s. We had this in the 80s everywhere.
It's Minecraft.
Look, I'm solving it.
I get it. I'm solving it.
I'm solving the Rubik's Cube, Dad.
You stand over there behind the glass blocks. I'm working on this cube.
Yeah, that's right.
Shampooing. Oh,
no. Ted refers to, I think, my Chucky animatronic as Magic Chucky. Hey, I know it sounds like we've got some giant corporate sponsor behind us, but we don't. Instead, our show is brought to you every week by listeners just like you. And by brought to you by them, I mean they help pay for the bills, and there's a bunch of them, to bring you a quality podcast about 80s nostalgia and its continued impact today. Hey, to join this group of fantastic folks, please go to patreon.com/1980snow. And if you can't do that, follow us on Facebook, YouTube, and the podcast platform you're listening to right now. All right, hey, let's see. One last thing I wanted to talk to you about. And look, I'm just going to give everybody a heads up, all right?
Okay.
It's going to get political. If you can't handle it because you're too thin-skinned, get out. We don't need you. All right, there you go. That's all. That's the only warning I'm going to give you. Ah, shit. I didn't mean John, though. Ah, damn it.
We lost him.
All right, hey, finally I wanted to chat with you about Superman. You know, look, it was one of the most beloved superheroes of all time, and certainly for me, holds a special place in my heart that we've talked about before. With regard to this film, look, it's doing really well. It produced on a reported budget of $225 million. It grossed nearly $60 million in its second weekend, pushing its running domestic total to $235 million. And by next weekend, it should overtake the lifetime haul of Zack Snyder's Man of Steel, which I'm grateful for because there were so many of these Snyder bros that were trying to shut down this movie before it even came out. Wow. They were saying Superman's soft and Superman's in pain. And Superman's not like that. It's one of those tell me you don't know Superman without telling me you don't know Superman.
You don't know Superman? Right. Yeah.
Yep.
Because even back in the Chris Reeve movies, he was having pain and emotional pain and physical pain. Whatever. Stupid assholes.
Yeah.
All right. Anyway.
Oh, yeah.
Anyway, likewise, the film is also beating the Zack Snyder film critically, scoring in 83% on Rotten Tomatoes so far. Internationally, its haul is not as fantastic as other films. It's lagging behind $171 million. And among the explanations for this, James Gunn cited, first of all, he said, which was shocking to me, Superman is not as well known as, say, Batman. I thought, well, aren't they?
I thought he was, but maybe I'm wrong.
I would think equal. I would totally put them equally known. Yeah.
But Gunn also blames a, quote, certain amount of anti-American sentiment around the world right now.
Yeah.
Along those lines, because that's already got a certain political implications, there's also been a certain amount of anti-Superman sentiment in the U.S. from right-wing conservatives, including criticism that the film is, quote, woke.
He's getting hate from inside and hate from outside. We don't like you because you're American. Well, we don't like you because you're not American enough. Right? It's like, oh my goodness, what's the problem?
Now, regardless of that nebulous characterization, I mean, what does woke mean? Woke is whatever you don't like, right? I mean, woke doesn't, anyway. According to James Gunn, the film is about kindness. He said, quote, all things are affected if people just start to value kindness. I mean, people did value kindness in the past. That was an American value, kindness. And it doesn't necessarily seem to be that way to me anymore, end quote.
Yeah. I agree.
Much of the backlash seems to be rage bait. It has to be, because some of these, criticisms are just so ridiculous. But if we're to take them to heart, it seems that the stuff that people are complaining about are things that they don't, is due to the fact that they don't like how the movie makes them feel, or maybe how the movie makes them seem to others. For example, they point to Superman as being weak in this film, like I mentioned, because you see him experiencing pain and being bloodied, having emotional challenges. Again, that's true. That's been true with Superman in the comics and in the movies for the longest time.
Yes.
They also say that they resent that Gunn sort of highlights, according to them, that Superman's an immigrant. By the way, Superman's an illegal immigrant, right? His parents lied about his immigration status, his citizenship, his whole life.
So it's okay if he is an illegal alien. Just don't talk about it. Is this a don't ask, don't tell situation? I mean, it's factual.
Yeah.
We don't like you pointing it out. I'm sorry.
No,
I'm sorry. Also, gravity's a thing. Sorry to mention that. I know it's a real thing. It's true.
I remember something about, what was it? It's always drove me crazy. Like people would complain about, gravity. Like you'd see a Superman. I remember the reference being Superman. You see a Superman movie and in New York City and someone pulls into a parking spot right in front of the Daily Planet. Oh, that's so fake. The guy is an alien flying around. You're willing to
That's okay. That's real.
Okay. All right.
Right.
That's super real.
And one of the other things is that they're against what they claim are in the film stand-ins for the Israeli-Palestinian conflict. So, Kat, this isn't giving too much away because you see it pretty. It's the film opens like this. You learn there's a conflict by two countries, and they're fictional Middle East, I guess, sort of. Which drives me crazy because again, this happens early in the film. First 5 minutes of the film, Superman we learn, stopped the war before it started. But again, right-wing conservatives are against the fact that, isn't this what they want the president to do? Just whatever. Okay.
Are you pro-war?
Right. Well, John, thank you. Yes, that
right.
War is profitable. Some people want wars to happen all the time, right? And be able to sell weaponry. And
I don't even think that's the argument people are making. No. I don't think the people making the argument are pro-war.
Right.
They just don't like. There are things I want to say that are spoiler territory, so I have to kind of tread lightly. But it's even addressed in the film. It's like, you just did this with no authorization from the president. You're like, I don't work for the president. I don't even live in this country, as we pointed out.
Right.
I saw people getting hurt and opted to fix it. Well, you're not allowed. It's like, sorry, I should have let the war happen and wait for, committee to come back.
Yeah.
That's,
And you
don't tread too far.
You don't have to take sides. You just, look, two people are going to fight. I stop the fight. I don't know who's right or wrong. I'm not going to get involved in that.
You guys both go to your room. We're going to have any of this in the living room today. You come back and play when we're going to put on the get along shirt. You know the get along shirt?
No.
The get along shirt?
No.
Is that, you have one?
No.
Yeah, no.
No.
If you have two little kids that aren't getting along, you have like a double XL t-shirt. You put them both in.
No, really?
I love that image.
And so now you got to get along. Yeah. Otherwise, you can't even maneuver the house. Right. You never heard of a get along shirt? Oh, it's amazing. It's a great tactic. I only had one child, so I never got to use it, but I always wanted to.
You put them in it anyway. I guess it forces them to have a good laugh and get along too. Right.
Right. Well, both heads are coming out of the head hole. Both right arms are coming out of both left arms. And you're like, well, what are we going to do? Right. We got to get along. So, and when you get along, you can take off the shirt. That's how it works.
So all these criticisms ultimately add up to the fact that, again, according to critics, that Superman has become political. How dare James Gunn make a political Superman?
Well, we've already had this. Didn't the Marvel movies have this concept? Like the whole Civil War thing of, should superheroes be legal? Should they be allowed?
Interfering with stuff.
And there were politics involved in that too.
I lost the script somewhere in the middle of the Marvel madness, but there certainly was late Marvel in the last 5 years or so. There was something like there was subcommittees about the superheroes and superheroes got on the committee. There's political in Marvel.
Yeah.
Maybe it just wasn't, maybe people that are upset about Superman are upset with the stance of the politicalness, not so much that it's political, maybe.
Probably a little bit of that. And it's easy to color it how you want based on the fact that James Gunn wrote and directed it and knowing his political alliances, or where his sort of head is at. So then it's easy to say whatever he made must be whatever. I don't know.
Right.
Yeah.
But whether these things are actually political or not, Superman has literally been political since the very beginning. I mean, very early in his inception, he fought Nazis. Later on in his, stories, he fought the KKK.
Isn't there literally a comic book cover where he's punching Hitler? Is that a thing, or did I imagine that?
Oh, yeah. Yep.
Yeah, I thought so.
Yeah, and Shuster and Siegel, who created Superman, they did something in the 1940s for some newspaper where it was how would Superman stop the war? And it was like 2 panels. It was like him flying to Germany and picking up Hitler, him flying to Russia and picking up Stalin. It was like, war's over.
And he stuffed them in a get-along shirt.
And he stuffed them in a get-along
There we go.
shirt. Thanks, Kat. Yes.
Mm-hmm. I like it.
But even the movies that, and this is ultimately what I want to get to, is that the fact that the films that starred Christopher Reeve, talking about Superman 1, 2, 3, and 4, were also political. At the very least, they commented on society, and ways that are reflected in this film as well, which I believe began with the legacy of the 78 Superman the movie. For example, Lex Luthor in the original Donner film has suddenly become a wealthy, greedy. This is years before greed is good. We'll learn later in Wall Street about a decade earlier than that. Lex Luthor went from the comics just being sort of a mad scientist who was, creating weird inventions to take over the world to becoming somebody who was motivated by wealth. Obviously, Gene Hackman's portrayal of this character and the way the character is, he was either really wealthy in those films or he was wealthy because that dude had a lair in the subway. And he was able to have whatever he wanted, essentially, as far as the resources he needed to be able to commit his crimes.
Miss Tessmacher ain't hanging out with no scrubs.
Oh, no.
Right.
She knows.
Yeah.
Yep.
And in the recent film, again, this is not a spoiler, but Lex is essentially a tech bro. The Nicholas Holt's portrayal of this villain. So once again, the rich people are the bad guys, at least.
But he's a purely evil character in this film.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
Oh, really?
He's motivated by wealth, but you come to learn that's not even his primary motivation. He's a genuinely evil person. Oh. His wealth is just a conduit through which he achieves his evil desires. Not so much a quest for more wealth. It's, again, as far as I want to go. Kat hasn't seen it.
So he's already wealthy enough. Yeah.
About the Donner film,
I'm guessing.
Chad says, and that lair had a pool too. Yeah, that's right. There was drowned Superman in that, right?
Yeah.
And even the worst Superman film, Christopher Reeve Superman film, Superman 4, The Quest for Peace. Makes some surprisingly timely and poignant political points. If you're not familiar with the film, it is the worst one. And in particular, because the rights went from the Salkind, who made the first 3 films. And the third one was already, getting a little too wacky. But the 4th film, the rights were purchased by Cannon Group, Menachem Golan and Globus, Globus, who are notorious for making low-budget movies that for some reason as kids, we love these movies. I mean, at rental stores, I'm talking like over the top, talking about the break-in films. They made Chuck Norris a star. They made Jean-Claude Van Damme a star. But they were producing dozens of films in the year that they had no business doing, including in this year alone when they made Quest for Peace. I think there was something like 27 other films also either in development or being released that year.
Shotgun releases. Just see what sticks.
So the movie was plagued by budget cuts, a real ham-fisted script, and the energy of everybody involved was kind of low-key, except for Christopher Reeve, who brings it no matter what he's doing. And this film was one that was close to his heart. It was a story that he wanted to do, this idea of disarming the world of nuclear weapons. He wanted to do this, way back to the beginning of Superman when he first was pitching the idea to the producers. Anyway, if you don't know what happens in the film, as I alluded to, it's a noble idea. The Cold War is ramping up in the 1980s. And in this case, though, and this is, again, as we'll talk in a moment, this is poignant to today. The Cold War is being amped up by the yellow journalism of a Rupert Murdoch stand-in, a character named David Warfield, who's played by Sam Wanamaker, who now owns the Daily Planet. And they've decided that to make money, they need to go with the most sensational stories and headlines, regardless of how true they are. There's a moment in the film, for example, Superman disappears after fighting a villain. The headline is Superman dead? It's like he's just not there at the moment. So is he dead?
Yeah.
Anyway, in this, the other main story is where Superman, after getting a letter from some annoying kid, really, decides to disarm the world of all the nuclear weapons, as I mentioned. And look, of course, Rocky IV led to the end of the Cold War a few years earlier, but the Berlin Wall hadn't fallen yet and won't fall for 2 years after Quest for Peace, so there's still work to be done.
Yes.
What's interesting about this is Superman, talking about the new film, Superman, there's no debate. Superman just says, I decided these nuclear weapons are too dangerous for anybody to have. It's scaring the children. It's allowing newspapers and other shady media to leverage the fear to gin up these stories and to sell papers. I'm getting done with them. It's a total tyrannical move on his part, but it's a benevolent one.
Yes.
So everyone's okay with it except for Lex Luthor, who creates a villain that's powered by nuclear. The nuclear bombs that Superman gets rid of to fight him. Yeah. But again, we talked about this a while ago. Nuclear weapons are still a problem today. So this concept of doing this is still relevant today.
I think if that film were this film, right? Yeah. So if that plot of that film were this 2025 film, it would be criticized just the same. I think the point you're making, that you're kind of dancing around, is that when the Quest for Peace came out, no one said, well, this film's political.
Right.
Because films are political. Everything is political. Everything has a point of view. It has a position, or at least it's trying to paint something as if it has a view to open up for dialogue. And what happens in this film is, as you said, he stops a war, a different type of war on a different environment, and more closely mirroring maybe what we're seeing today, less Cold War and more, land war kind of thing. But it's a similar thing that is criticized now that may not have been criticized then. But you should expect that, I think, because we're clearly living in different times now than we were in the late 80s, that fake news of the Daily Planet is no longer fiction. It's no longer what if someone were to. It's like, oh, look, it happened. It is happening now. Yeah. So maybe it hits too close to home. Maybe the things it's saying about the political landscape hit closer to home maybe for a lot of people today than maybe they did back then, where it was those people in government, and now it feels more personal, I think.
Well, the sides are so extreme now. The sides are not as extreme.
Right. The middle's dissolving, I know.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Well, certainly the audible middle is dissolving. You only hear from the extremes often, or maybe they're drowning out the middle.
Yeah.
I think sort of what you're making me think, John, is or what I suggested by starting off this piece is that Superman hasn't changed. He hasn't become political. We have. And I want to say political in quotes, because it's not even politics where folks are being well-informed and making political decisions. It's just tribalism.
Right. Define political, right? What is it you think about when you say political? It's just like you said, the term woke is like, well, what does that mean to you? It means something different to everyone else. It's often just a dog whistle for what I don't want to say. It's something I don't like, but I don't want to talk about the thing I don't like. I'll just call it by this moniker. And it involves you in something that you may or may not be informed about, but it is more personal. As you said, we became more political, not that Superman did.
And I think, it's fueled, like suggested in this film, and has been. And it's really interesting because it's sort of prescient that this happened in 1987. You think the film must have been made in 1986. That it's fueled by this sensational media. It wasn't until, I want to say, I think it was 86, but it may not even happen to 87, that Reagan repealed the Fairness Doctrine, which said that news outlets didn't have to represent both sides of a political view anymore. And we could just have one-sided media. which, ushered in this era of Fox News and Rush Limbaugh and a lot of, talk radio, which would just take one perspective. And also, but it was also a couple of years, I want to say it really happened in the 90s, where we talked about this before, where they did away with regulation that then allowed corporations, media corporations, to snatch up little local media. So they wound up consolidating, and the combination of those two things, like we're talking about here, just further allowed for these mechanisms to separate us into two groups, where it's not even about the truth; it's about winning your side and weaponizing information or misinformation to quote unquote win.
And it's how to further reinforce the concept of how 87 versus 2025, how even with the fact that media outlets could be biased if they chose. There was not an algorithm ensuring that you only saw information from that source.
Right.
Whereas in the 80s, it was like, well, yeah, this one is the one that speaks to me. But it wasn't the only one you heard, because you were exposed to everything, because you couldn't filter those out until you heard what they had to say to know you didn't agree. Whereas now, the media you consume is pre-filtered and approved for what you like, because they want to make sure you like it and click on it and see the ad and monetize. And we are the victims of that algorithm's monetization scheme that lead us to have opinions that we would not otherwise have if we had more information.
Yes. The echo chambers weren't around back then the way that they are in full force right now.
The views and opinions expressed by John are not necessarily those of 1980s.
Oh, no, they are. We're going down with you, John.
Okay, that's fine. All right.
We're with you.
Yeah, and there were these quiet moments, because you weren't in these echo chambers, where your friend could say, no, you moron, that's not true. Somebody made that up.
Yeah.
Get over here.
Get over here.
Straighten you out over here.
Over here. All right, we're putting on a get along shirt, you and I, until we can work this out.
Yeah, and I thought this is a great line from Quest for Peace that kind of just, and talking about the sensational headlines, one of the headlines is, because at first Superman doesn't do what this little kid wants, get rid of nuclear weapons. He doesn't do it fast enough, so the newspaper makes a headline that says, Superman says drop dead to kid.
What? Wow.
Sure.
But look, the film highlights the dangers of not having a press that can be trusted and relied upon. And that's more important now than it was in 1987. They couldn't even suspect where it would be. But Clark says at some point in the film, he says, quote, a reporter's first allegiance has to be to the truth. The people of this city depend on us, and we can't let them down, end quote. Of course, by the end of the film, the Daily Planet is restored to its proper ownership, I guess, because Perry White's in charge again. Superman and Clark having, righted the wrongs. Now, what I think is curious, and this is where I go off, and you guys, if you didn't think this was political enough, I'm warning you right now. But I got receipts.
Okay.
Curiously, I think it's interesting that among all the things that the right-wing pundits have cited as, quote, virtue signaling, this idea that something is in a film or media or in conversation to show you that I'm a good person on the right side. Why that's bad, I don't know. But
again,
it makes you feel bad about myself. Or you're showing that you're against slavery. Virtue signaling. Something
woke.
Like that. Yeah, exactly. But among all the things that they're up in arms about, I haven't seen any criticism about the fact that Superman has a dog. In fact, he nearly goes all John Wick over the dog. One of the best moments I think in the film is when Superman loses his temper, and it's related to the dog. I think it's like
he is done putting up with the dog being missing.
Yeah.
In
addition
he's had enough of was my dog.
I've seen the film twice already in the last week. I cannot wait to see it again. And I will.
Me too.
It's a blast on the big screen with an audience that's really into it.
Yes.
Oh, wow.
And both times the audience was crowded, which I haven't seen in films that I've seen in a while.
In a long time.
Yeah.
But in addition to having a dog, there's other opportunities in the film where we see that people love animals. Superman saves a squirrel in a moment that I learned in an article that James Gunn said he was being pressured to cut, but felt it was so important to show how Superman cares about the smallest living things, among in addition to everything else. And you see other characters, even extras, taking care of animals or saving them from impending danger. We see an elderly woman. The scene, as I understand it, is people being told to evacuate an area and they could take one valuable item to them. She takes her turtle. So, but I think probably why we don't see people up in arms about the amount of love for animals in this film is because most Americans own pets.
Yes.
It's an apolitical thing, but I'm going to suggest that maybe it should be a political test of sorts. But first, some stats. According to Forbes, as of 2024, 66% of U.S. households, that's 87 million roughly, own a pet. Dogs are the most popular, followed closely by cats. And then a distant third is freshwater fish. But there's plenty of other pets that people can own.
There are other litmus tests for whether or not you're a good person, too, and not just pets. Do you put back the shopping cart, for example? Are you nice to your waiter if you don't have to be? There are things that instantly I'll judge you. I'm like, if I see a shopping cart, I'm like, I know you don't have to.
Too, yeah.
It's not for you. It's for other people. It's to help them out. It's like turn signals. It's not for you. It's for other people. Do things that are selfless to benefit others when you don't have to. That's the measure of kindness.
But I would suggest, John, that the examples you just gave can be controversial, with other people saying, well, it's their job to put the carts back, not mine. Or you wanted to be a waiter, so clean this table.
That's the point. You don't have to do those things, but you do because you're good.
Yes.
Because you're kind.
But what I'm going to suggest about this pet thing is that if you own a pet, you agree that it tells you something about a person, I think. I don't think you could say, well, not real. No, unless you're Michael
Depends.
Vick.
Is it chained in the yard or does it live in the house? I mean, there's a difference.
The vast majority of pet owners, I think we can safely say, treat their pets with dignity, I believe.
We hope.
Yeah. Well, according to them,
ideally. Well,
I'll tell you why I know this is true, because according to the Pew Research, the majority of Americans think of these pets as family members. So I guess you could look. I was raised by animals myself, so I mean, I guess you could treat family members like shit. I don't know. But so as I'm suggesting, pet ownership shouldn't be considered woke, but maybe it should be considered a litmus test of sorts, as we're talking about. One that I think is not as controversial as the shopping carts, although I agree with John. And this brings us back to Superman, as I mentioned. So Superman is taking care of crypto in the latest film. Interestingly enough, bring it back to the 1980s, prior to that, for almost as long as Superman's been around, there's been super pets, right? In addition to crypto. Cat named Streaky, horse named Horsey. Someone will remember. What's the horse's name? Horse is named... dang it. You got Beppo the monkey, and so on and so forth. Anyway, tons of pets. But in the 1980s, the comic book writers for DC eliminated the Legion of Super Pets, beginning with, or following rather, the Crisis on Infinite Earths reboot in 1985. They've been introduced in the last 5 or 6 years or so, but for that period of time, they weren't a mainstay of the comics anymore, which is fine. I say only that to tie it back to our show here, because what I really want to talk about is, like what we're implying, what does owning a pet say about a person? Look, again, I got receipts here. A study by the Rand Corporation and UCLA showed that adults who owned either a dog, a cat, or both tended to be more compassionate and scored higher on empathy level tests. Also, people who recently, and that, by the way, that's if you've ever owned a dog or a cat. You don't have to own one now. It has an impact on you in a way that's long lasting.
I'm not surprised to hear that. Yeah.
But if you currently own one, you score even higher on social skills than those people who've never had a pet.
How does it affect your score if, when the dog interrupts your podcast, you scream profanities at it?
Everything drops. Yes, that's true.
Ooh, my score just took a dip.
Empathy out.
Get over here.
Yeah. No empathy for my poor wife who's taking care of the dog right now.
Take her to Taco Bell.
Put that asshole on the phone.
Yeah, it's still in there somewhere. But
Hey, baby.
what's interesting, I think even a little more interesting, is this question of which comes first. Do you get a pet because you're empathetic, or does a pet make you more empathetic? Well, according to Dr. Ariel Setnar, who is a licensed therapist and founder of Boulder Therapy and Wellness, she told Newsweek just last month that, quote, people with more extroverted, nurturing, or conscientious tendencies may initially feel more drawn to dogs and pets, but research shows that it goes both ways, that having the pet also makes you more attuned to these emotions and experiences as well.
Makes sense to me.
Brandon says cats are assholes. I love them. I've got 3 assholes, Brandon, in addition to my dog. I live in a zoo.
Yeah.
Anyway, I say all of this to get real political and lose as many listeners as we can. We got to separate the wheat from the chaff here.
Yep.
Again, I think this is a non-controversial test if you're a pet owner. Let's take a look at our president and his ilk in connection with all these things. Donald Trump doesn't seem to understand what dogs are or the attributes of dog ownership. There's been many quotes where he uses dog as a derogatory term to describe some attribute of humanity. For example, Trump observed Republican Senator Marco Rubio, quote, sweating like a dog, end quote, at a debate.
Yes.
When Abu Bakr al-Baghdadi died following a raid by American Special Forces, he said he, quote, died like a dog.
Do dogs die differently?
Dogs famously can't sweat.
And that's why they have sweat.
Exactly.
They literally cannot sweat. So if you're sweating like a dog, you're not sweating at all.
And I love this question. GQ, who I'm getting some of this information from, says, with regard to someone dying like a dog, GQ asks, you mean enfolded by love and grief, Mr. President? You mean surrounded by human beings who feel like they've just had their hearts ripped out?
Ow. That hurts.
Trump noted that Republican nominee Mitt Romney, quote, choked like a dog against Obama in the 2012 election. And at various times, Trump's referred to others as having been, quote, fired like a dog, end quote. You know, from their dog jobs.
Yes.
He just lays around. He really doesn't contribute.
None of his references
Stop licking that. Quit it. Your company is over here.
None of the ways he refers to dogs are canine-like. But we learned years ago from Ivana Trump in her memoir, Raising Trump, quote, Donald was not a dog fan, end quote. No. She recalls his hostility to her poodle, who would, quote, bark at him territorial, end quote. They can sense evil.
During his podcast.
Yes. Oh, yeah. Right. He must be upstairs. And Trump is not alone. There are so many, again, like, fucking stop listening. I don't care. So many Republicans
here comes
have stories of treating animals, and in particular dogs, terribly.
Really?
Kevin Roberts, the president of the Heritage Foundation and the man behind Project 2025, killed a neighbor's dog with a shovel. Kristi Noem, you know her. She's head of our, FEMA. Mm-hmm. She bragged in her autobiography about shooting a 14-month-old puppy because she found it, quote, less than worthless, end quote, as a hunting dog.
Okay.
Do you remember RFK Jr., thanks to his presidential bid, he was now in charge of, FAHA or HAHA, MAHA, making America healthy again. He's making America healthy again, by the way, by encouraging everyone to drink Coca-Cola.
Yeah.
Fucking idiot.
It's delicious.
Sugar in it.
I love Coca-Cola. I don't want to tell anybody to drink it because it's healthy.
Baja Blast.
You know? Yeah. But anyway, we learned that he's cut a whale's head off with a chainsaw, allegedly barbecued and eaten a dog, and planned to skin and eat a bear cub, but got distracted and instead dubbed the carcass in New York City Central Park.
Oh, you're
now, in his defense, I think the whale was dead.
You think? I don't know.
I'm not sure.
He's in the ocean with a chainsaw. Hang on! I don't know, whatever whale sounds make. And you'll also remember that Mitt Romney famously tied his dog Seamus to the roof of his family car during a 12-hour cross-country road trip in 1983.
No.
Yeah.
No.
Oh, you don't remember that? That came out when he was running in 2012, I think.
Oh, my. Oh, dear.
Can we just highlight Brandon's comment here? I think it's worth discussing.
Yes.
Because I have heard this saying.
Okay. What does he say?
You have?
Yeah. Yes. Brandon says, not picking sides here, but concerning someone scared or cold, I've often heard the phrase, they were shaking like a dog shit in a peach seed. which is illustrative of how a dog shakes if he were, in fact, passing something that was uncomfortable. Yeah, it's accurate.
Dogs know
it's not demeaning to the dog. It doesn't make him positive or negative. It's just, I gotta get this on out.
And that describes a dog, though. Yeah, you're right.
With you.
Yeah.
I'm with you, Brandon. Yeah. It's true. I've heard that saying.
If Trump's particular anti-dog prejudice feels un-American, it's because the pedigree of the first dog of the United States, or Fedotus, is as long as American history itself. George Washington had Sweet Lips, Scentwell, and Vulcan was one of his dogs. Vulcan.
Sweet Lips?
Yeah.
Wasn't she on MASH?
Yes. And wasn't the other one on Star Trek?
Hot Lips.
Talk about being prescient. And Abraham Lincoln had a dog that is responsible for the generic name of dogs. His dog was named Fido.
Oh.
It's been nearly 120 years since the rolling White House lawn was dog free. President William McKinley didn't have a dog, although he did have a parrot that could allegedly whistle Yankee Doodle Dandy. But we've had dogs before and ever since until now. If you don't have a pet, it says something about you.
Well, I think more, not if you don't have a pet, but perhaps the way you talk about pets or talk about animals.
You don't understand how they work or motivations or, yeah.
That and please use your turn signals. Please use your turn signals.
All right, there you go. That's the show. How about that? All right, there you go. That's the show.
And our show is brought to you, I just want to make sure, thanks in part to our early adopters, Karen Flieger and Rick Parker. And thank you especially to our Secret of Our Success level Patreon supporters, Brandon Greer, Nick Guillory, Marcus Taylor, Tony Great, Matt Marino, and John Henderson.
Thank you, guys. How nice. How kind.
Thank you guys so very much for continuing to support our efforts here to bring you semi-controversial topics loosely related to 1980s media. That's the goal. It's been the goal.
Okay, we're succeeding.
If you'd like to support the show, hey, go to patreon.com/1980s now and find out how you can do that for as little as $1. There's also people that are just hanging in there free for some free stuff. Today, I did post the half of the of the Masquerade Live we did in Atlanta. It's only half. It ends like on a cliffhanger.
Oh, you did? Oh, man.
The quality of the audio is not fantastic. I think even because of the issues we were having. Interestingly enough, it was so strange. The audio, I fixed it for this, at least to share, but it was like one really loud volume for a while, and then it got one really quiet volume, and then it just cuts out. I smoothed it out, so you don't.
I remember you had to do some adjustments based on the volume of the music, and you brought like overall mixes down everything, and so all of that could have played into the. And of course, you're doing it live.
Yeah,
so that's
and
tough.
Actually, you're right conceptually, John. But the way my mixing board works is it's not like that though. The mixing board actually ignores all of the volume controls.
So it should record at Unity without any concern.
Just
for
raw.
The pots.
I can't even mute when I cough and catch it. It does it. It records it anyway.
I see. Okay.
Wow.
But yeah, I don't know. Anyway, it's weird. Anyway, so there's free stuff for you there, some extra bonus stuff.
Yeah.
Do that. Hey, if you can't give us $1 or $2, follow us on Facebook, subscribe to us on YouTube, or join us on a live. We're usually here on Wednesdays at 6 p.m. Eastern, right? Okay, cool. That's it. All right, hey, we will talk to you again next time on 1980s Now.
Until next time.
Deep in the heart of Texas.